Hi, this is Nathan Tintle. In this Learning Goal video, we're going to talk about how statistics and graphs are different for categorical and quantitative variables. We will use the sampling students data set to discuss this learning goal. So the way we summarize categorical variables differs from quantitative variables. So it's really important that early on in your analysis you recognize the difference between the variables you're dealing with, which ones are categorical, which ones are quantitative, so that you can use appropriate analysis techniques. On the sampling students data set, there's two variables. One's categorical. Does the student live on campus? Yes or no. The other one is quantitative. What's the student's GPA? For a categorical variable, does the student live on campus? Yes or no. You could use a proportion, like saying 77.6% of all students live on campus. Or you could use a bar chart to graphically represent the data. With a quantitative variable, there's more options. Think about GPA. You could find the student's average GPA. In this case, 3.288 is the average GPA of all students at the college. You could find the median or the standard deviation, the range of the data. GPAs range from 0 to 4 amongst all students, with most students having GPAs between 2 and 4. You could use a histogram like what's shown here, or a dot plot. The bottom line with quantitative variables is, because for a quantitative variable like GPA, there's lots of different values that students could take, there's more complexity and more options in how you summarize the data. With quantitative variables, when you talk about them, often it's important to talk about shape. In the picture you see here, this would be a skewed distribution or an asymmetric distribution. The center, one way to talk about that is with the mean, and the variability. One option is the standard deviation. Another option is the range. We're talking about the lowest and largest numbers in the data set. A couple of words of caution. Recognizing variables as categorical or quantitative is important because it's going to determine the methods we use to summarize the data. Secondly, remember, quantitative variables are harder to summarize because they take lots of possible values. Graphs are often a good first step for quantitative variables.